Hold on.
Now we are
I don't
recording.
like Michaela. Oh, you didn't get that recorded.
Oh, that's not good on the minutes.
The minutes will show that the executive session started at 4:49. It was attended by the city council, city clerk, city attorney, assistant city manager, city engineer, and our city assessor. No members of the public are present. There was no media. We're recording, and just a reminder to the council to limit topics during the executive session to those listed on the agenda. At this time, Dave, are you, or who's?
We're talking about the knockback. If that's number one on the agenda.
Yeah, so the first item
Oh, I'm
will
sorry.
be just to revisit the knockback cavern potential for purchase. Jason Sorensen was not able to be with us today. Do you have an update on applications?
I think when we had met last time, the maximum or the limit that the council agreed on was 300,000. I think there's been some back and forth with offers. Our final offer to them was the 300,000. They've declined that and they've come back at 320 is their offer. So that's the difference that we're apart right now at this point. And I think that had reached the limit of what was authorized. So I think the decision is if we want to counter with something above 300,000 or decline and move on, or what the direction would be there.
That's awful close, 10 grand differences.
20.
2020 is awful close.
I think purchasing, it still makes more sense than doing the construction that probably is gonna get ripped up in a couple of years anyway, so. Whether or not 320 is, appetizing for most people, but I think that's still the approach.
So and just to refresh everyone, I think the estimate, of course, this is the estimate to do the necessary improvements to work around that building was around $286,000. So the state had said they would pay cost share up to what the state's percentage would be of those improvements towards the purchase. So anything over that, we would be funding completely ourselves. Part of my thought process would be is if the council would give us maybe a little more authority, we would still go back to them with something less than that and, try to work something in. One of my thought processes was maybe we come back with an oddball number and tell them that's our limit and see what happens.
When you say the state offered to come up with their proportion that we could use toward the buyout, yeah. What would that be of the 280?
It's 65% of the 286,000. So I'll do the math here quick. Should be 185,900.
So no matter how much we might offer, that's the max the state would pay.
That's what they had told us.
That's like 100, what?
185,900.
So what do you say an oddball number, Dave? We can just something between
I would
300 and something between 320.
I would say like 307 or 306 or something that, that might lead them to believe that that is a hard stop and,
I'll make a motion. I guess we can't make a motion, but
You can make a motion in the session for negotiating purposes.
and again, like I said, I think that would be my approach. But maybe if we had some authority, a hard stop, but that would be our approach to work up to that.
make a cap, or make a motion of a cap of $310,415.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion?
I just say, I mean, again, it's
Can you restate? that?
310.
310, 415.
What, why that amount?
Today's date is 415. That's my dad put there. So, again, if it ends up being $10,415 more in the grand scheme of a $1 billion project, it's a drop in the bucket. And I agree, it's no point in investing in the dirt around it and the land around it. To that extent, we're just gonna tear it up and be part of a bigger project in the future anyway.
I would support that it's an eyesore and it's gonna be a pain, but to us, it might as well be done with it. To the mandate project and parts of the overall project.
Yeah, it should be gone.
I just don't think I can support it because I think we need to give them the authority to go to 320 because that's what the counter is. And I don't think we need to meet again and discuss this again over $6,000. I'd rather go to 320. Hopefully, we don't get to 320, but I'd like to give them the authority to go to 320.
And with that reason, if we hope we don't get to 320, I won't give the authority to go to 320. That would be my thought. If we want to stick close to where we're at.
And it's still over quite a bit.
I was just what, again?
That's what we're all-
Minus though the 20, remember, Steve, there's $25,000 in repairs that need to be done.
As well as the delinquent 2 years in taxes.
Right.
Still, they haven't paid their taxes between now and.
And they would, before we could do a sale, they would have to bring current, so that would help us out. And then the other thing from my thought process is, and we've run into this before, all of a sudden we have a large construction project in close proximity to an aging building. If something comes up, inevitably the finger gets pointed at the nearby construction project. So
They had foundation cracks or
something.
or was cracked.
And it seems like on some of our bids that we've opened lately, the engineers have been the low bidders. So, it could come in that those improvements are a lot more than 286,000 in reality too.
Dave, can you tell us what has been the negotiating process like so far? Like, where did it start? Is this like, back and forth quite a bit to get to where they're at 320 now and we're at 300? Or where is it?
Jason's been handling the negotiations and I know they've gone back and forth. I don't know what increments or how many times they've gone back and forth. I
I ran into Jason outside, started pay out there, and he just said their first counter was 350. He said they offered him, 260, whatever our starting number was, and they came down $50,000 right out of the gate. So that was their first counter, according to Jason.
Yeah, I don't think 320 is the final number, but it's
Yeah.
where in that difference we could land.
Splitting difference seems reasonable.
Any further discussion? We have a motion and a second on the floor. Please call. roll.
Kentner,
Yes.
Roger Boland.
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Burlingame,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Janser,
Yeah.
Olson. No.
Then do we have to take further action on this outside of council, or is that just direction?
Just-
Just negotiating direction, and then we'll bring whatever it seems like staff and them land on back here to for your consideration. And once that's finalized, we'll balance out and make the final motions out there.
Moving on to